Imagine spending every single summer of your childhood running barefoot on hot sand, diving into the ocean, and never once thinking about what the sun was doing to your skin. No sunscreen, no shirt, just pure, unfiltered summer joy. Now imagine being 83 years old and having a back that tells the entire story of every single one of those summers, burned into your skin, layer by layer, decade by decade. And the scariest part? Not thinking it's a big deal at all. This is the reality for one elderly man whose concerned spouse recently reached out online, desperately searching for answers, for advice, for someone to tell them how serious this actually is. And the truth they uncovered is something every single one of us needs to hear. Whether you're 20 years old lying on a beach towel right now, or whether you have someone you love who spent their childhood doing exactly the same thing this man did. Because here's what most people don't realize about sun damage. It doesn't send you a warning letter. It doesn't give you a countdown. It quietly builds, year after year, decade after decade, and sometimes by the time you notice it, the window for easy intervention has already started to close. Let's go back to the beginning. Decades ago, sun safety wasn't a conversation most families were having. Sunscreen existed, but it wasn't the cultural norm it is today. Kids ran outside all day, parents sent them to the beach for entire summers, and if you got burned, you peeled, and then you went back out again. That was just summer. That was just childhood. Nobody was thinking about what that meant for the skin cells quietly absorbing ultraviolet radiation day after day, year after year. This man spent literally all of his summers as a young person at his grandmother's cottage on the beach. Think about what that means. Not a weekend here and there, not a 2-week vacation, all summer, every summer, at the beach, no shirt, no sunscreen. In an era when the connection between sun exposure and skin cancer wasn't being plastered on billboards and featured in doctor's office pamphlets the way it is today, he burned often. That detail matters more than almost anything else in this story, because a sunburn isn't just painful skin. A sunburn is your body's distress signal. It means the UV radiation was intense enough to damage the DNA in your skin cells, and every single time that happens, every single burn, the damage accumulates. Your skin remembers. It keeps a record. Now he's 83 years old, 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, and according to his spouse, his back is in significantly worse shape than the rest of his body. That makes complete sense, actually, because the back is the surface most directly exposed to overhead sun when someone is standing upright or lying face down on a beach. It took the brunt of every single one of those summers, every burn, every hour of unprotected exposure. His primary care physician has already looked at his skin and told him he should see a dermatologist, a skin specialist. That's not a casual suggestion. When a doctor looks at something and says you need to see a specialist, that's them telling you there's something that goes beyond what they feel comfortable evaluating on their own. That's a referral driven by concern, not routine. And yet this man doesn't think his back is a big deal. This is one of the most dangerous sentences in medicine. Not because people who say it are foolish, they're not. It's dangerous because skin cancer, especially certain types, can look like nothing for a very long time. It can look like a slightly unusual mole. It can look like a rough patch. It can look like a spot that's been there so long you've stopped noticing it. And the types of skin cancer most associated with years of cumulative UV exposure, squamous cell carcinoma and basal cell carcinoma, often don't announce themselves with obvious pain or dramatic changes. They just quietly grow. And then there's melanoma, the one people fear most. Melanoma can develop from existing moles that change, or it can appear in areas of skin that have experienced repeated UV damage over many years. It's less common than basal cell and squamous cell carcinoma, but it's the most dangerous because of how quickly it can spread to other parts of the body if it isn't caught early. Here's the turning point in this story, and it's a turning point that hasn't happened yet, which is exactly why it matters. The spouse reached out asking for help because they can see what their partner cannot or will not see. They are watching someone they love minimize a risk that medical professionals are telling them is real, and they are searching for the right words, the right argument, the right piece of information that will finally get their spouse through the door of a dermatologist's office. This is a scenario that plays out in households everywhere, every single day. One person scared, one person dismissive, one person doing research at midnight trying to find a way to protect someone who doesn't want to be protected. Doctors who weighed in on situations like this one are consistent in what they say. The combination of factors here: extensive childhood and adolescent sun exposure, frequent sunburns, decades of cumulative UV damage, a back described as significantly affected, and a primary care physician already flagging concern. All of that together creates a picture that absolutely warrants a full skin evaluation by a dermatologist. Not eventually. Not when it becomes obviously worse. Now. A full-body skin check with a dermatologist takes maybe 20 to 30 minutes. It's not invasive. The doctor examines the skin from head to toe, looks at moles and lesions under a special light, and flags anything that looks suspicious for closer examination or biopsy. If anything needs to be biopsied, that procedure is typically quick and done right there in the office with local anesthesia. The earlier anything abnormal is caught, the better the outcomes. Basal cell carcinoma caught early is almost always completely treatable. Squamous cell carcinoma caught early has a very high survival rate. Even melanoma, when caught before it has spread, has dramatically better outcomes than melanoma caught in later stages. What changes everything in skin cancer? What genuinely saves lives is not some revolutionary new treatment. It's timing. It's catching it early. And the only way to catch it early is to have someone look. So what's the lesson here, and what can you actually do with this information? First, if you are someone who spent years in the sun without protection, especially if you had frequent sunburns in childhood or adolescence, please make an appointment with a dermatologist for a full-body skin check. This isn't about being fearful, it's about being informed. UV damage is cumulative, and the effects can take decades to surface. The fact that you feel fine right now is not evidence that everything is fine. Second, if you have someone in your life, a parent, a grandparent, a spouse, a friend, who dismisses skin concerns or avoids doctors, understand that fear often disguises itself as indifference. When someone says, "It's not a big deal," they sometimes mean, "I'm scared of what they might find." Compassion and persistence together are more powerful than either one alone. Keep bringing it up gently. Share information. Ask if you can go with them to the appointment. Sometimes people just need someone to make it easier. Third, know the warning signs that should prompt an urgent visit rather than a scheduled one. These include a sore or spot that doesn't heal after several weeks, a mole that has changed in size, shape, or color, a lesion that bleeds without being injured, or a rough scaly patch that keeps coming back. These are all reasons to see a dermatologist as soon as possible. And for those of you who are currently spending time in the sun, please use sunscreen. SPF 30 or higher, broad spectrum, reapplied every 2 hours when you're outdoors, and more frequently if you're swimming or sweating. Wear a shirt when you can. Seek shade during peak UV hours between 10 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon. These are not complicated steps. They are not burdensome. And they are the difference between a summer of memories and a lifetime of consequences. The man at the center of this story is 83 years old. He's lived a long life and spent his summers the way summers were meant to be spent when he was young. Free and happy and completely unaware of what the sun was silently writing on his skin. Nobody is blaming him for any of that. The world he grew up in didn't give him the information we have today, but we have that information now. And the question is what we do with it. His spouse is doing the right thing by pushing, by researching, by refusing to let the dismissal be the final word. That kind of love, the kind that keeps showing up even when the other person is resistant, that's the kind of love that saves lives. If this story resonates with you, if you have someone in your life you're worried about, or if you've been putting off your own skin check, let today be the day you make that appointment or have that conversation. Write it in your calendar right now. Don't let another summer go by without knowing what your skin has been trying to tell you. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to this channel. We cover real health stories that matter, the kind of situations real people are actually facing, and we break them down in a way that gives you something useful to take away. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Your health is worth paying attention to, and so is the health of everyone you love.